This is Daf Yerushalmi Kilayim. In the article O's Bahadar edition. We are on Daf Nun Vav Amud Aleph, and we're up top line. Kima Mar Shlosha. That's a header which is not going to be in the Vilna. In the Vilna, we are on Daf Tes Amud Aleph. We're going to start with Rabbi Yehuda B'Shem Rav, Rabbi Akiva, which is 5 lines above the Mishnah. Okay, so Rabbi Akiva and the Mishnah said Shlosha, meaning that the Avodas HaGefen is not 6 Tvachim, but it's 3 Tvachim. So Shem Rab said, look, Rabbi Akiva, not so simple. Rabbi Yaakov Yeshua Ben Levi said, halakha mishu meko b'chutz l'oretz. I was like, Akiva only chutz l'oretz, because we have a principle that anybody's meko halacha is like him in chutz l'oretz, not in Eretz Yisrael. So therefore, halacha Akiva in chutz l'oretz. Rabbi Yaakov Baracha b'tani tamon. Halacha Akiva mishu meko b'chutz l'oretz. That's in fact what we know. Halacha is like the person's meko in chutz l'oretz. Halacha is like the person's meko when it's well with chutz l'oretz. So Rabbi Akiva is Shita of 3 Tvachim will apply if you're outside Eretz Yisrael. Okay, next Mishnah. Halacha base. Oris shu yotze min hamadrega. Picture Kuf Chaf. Okay, so you have an oris, which means you have a wall, and the wall is on the inside, and then you have 5 kfanim, then you have a step down. Okay, so oris yotze min hamadrega lesman yagomer im omed ba'aretz u'botzes kulo. If you can stand on the ground and harvest everything in front of you, I raise also arba amos basadeh. As is 4 amos in the field below. Being lavin, if not, ain't also connected. Only answers on the step itself. Somebody plants one on the ground and one on the madrega, one on the step. If it's a 10 tefachim gap, it doesn't join together. Being lav, I raise them and if not, it does join together. And here we have a picture also. You have up here on the slope and down here. If there's less than 10 tefachim, then they can join together to make a line, right? And or to make a actually in this case. But if there's more than 10 tefachim in between, no go. Okay, Rabbi Shmuel says, Rabbi Lezer said, the Guyani Ashas and the Shire so put in that here, over here, Shem Lezer ben Yaakov. Yes, the name Lezer ben Yaakov. Hagam is karma pachas mitefach. If you cut down your vines within a tefach of the ground, so Chai Barla, even though they've been there for years, you have to start it fresh with Orla 3 years. Mishum Marasayin, because it looks like you're planting it fresh, even though you're not. It looks like it. So there's again the Shas so put it here. So Divrei Chachamim. What about going Chachamim? Ad sheyigam me'im aretz. No, even leave a tefach, it's still good. It's only a problem if you you go flush down to the ground. Yaakov said, so there's the same Amoraim name is Belez ben Yaakov. Hosa cream in alekim shulapeh. If you, this is also my zayin, if you make a pile, Nani makes a pile of leket shichan peh, which is patam min ha'maisros, not the same, but he made a pile, and now it looks like a regular harvest. So again, Chayiv b'tshuma gedolim name marasayin. It's chayiv in tshuma gedolim because it looks like it's actually uh, uh, um, a regular harvest. So we know that you take truma gedolah out in the field. So therefore, that was the minute. So therefore, you have to take truma. Evidently, when you get back into the town, you don't take a meiser because the marasayin is over. But in the field where there is the marasayin, you have to take off truma. Rabbi Shmuel ben Arach, Moshe ben Yonasan, ben Elazar ben Yaakov, b'shem Beishamai. So here we same Amoraim, but in the name of Beishamai this time. Hameis metame arba amos yishusa rabim miknei kavodo. Hameis is metame up to 4 amos yishusa rabim because of his covet. And the Pnei Moshe explains they kvodom klomer miknei hamatapim bo l'chvodo, because those who deal with him in his honor. Famim is carving at slow, and sometimes they get close to him. Hachposhtin is yodon, so they extend their hands. Mahilin are love, and they make an oil over the mace. And it won't be paying attention. If he goes to Shemitami at Dal Amos, so therefore, when he anybody comes in Dal Amos in the of the mace is Mitame. Kadesh lo yargilu ochli taras is love. So make sure that people who eat makbin and tara distance themselves from the mace. Rabbi Yosef Rebun Amar Kula b'Shem Beishamai. Not just this last name is name Beishamai, all the statements we had in name Beishamai. Rabbi Yonah Afa Dod Ditnina Mibnei Maris Ayin. Even though those who say on account of even those who talk about which we said Mibnei Maris Ayin is in the name of Beis Shammai. I believe that's what it's saying. The loke mabin omer oretz mabin omer madrega. So here I have the side. In other words, if the row on the tel is itself 10 tefachim up above the ground, or the madrega is 10 tefachim up, and the shura is on its side. I'm not sure what I'm writing about here. I think it's on the next line. Never mind. So, why is this mean it's like Lishamai? Second. It's not like Beishamai. I was wrong. What he's saying is, also our Mishnah is because Marasayin. That's only the last name, according to, he goes with the conventional, so to speak, understanding. Only one of these names Beishamai, but he's saying what it says in our Mishnah is named Marasayin. Because that it says the locate ma bin omer baretz ma bin omer madrega. If it's not Marasayin but actual halacha, so then it should be the same for down below and up above. So therefore, it must also be the Raisa, and it's again, if it's not, if it was Mikra Din, then it wouldn't make a difference if you stand on the ground and can harvest the top on the Madrega, or if you have to stand on the Madrega and harvest, because no matter if the question is absolute distance, not a question of where you're standing. It's a question where you're standing, so then it must mean that also this halacha in our Mishnah is because of Marasayin. Okay, next. Now we have a new issue. Givoha. You have a height of 10 tefachim, and we saw that slope in the picture. Ma. So what are we talking? Talking. I'm actually Givoha ma Givoha. No, I have the Givoha ma in my Gemara. Givoha shura Givoha madrega. Is it that the shura is higher, or is the madrega higher? So that shura in the tel is it itself 10 tefachim high above the ground, or the madrega is 10 tefachim high, and the shura is on the side, and it's not 10 tefachim where it's not 10 tefachim high. So is the gavoha shura, gavoha madrega? In Tamar Gavoha Shura, if we're going to say the Shura is high, right? So and it's 10 tefachim high. Shofea hamadrega. So then the slope of the madrega is here. As soon as close to Chaim changes. In shofea madrega is kilamaton, not milamaton, but kilamaton. So if we're going to say that the shura is 10 tefachim above the ground, so then everything below the shura is like below. In tema gvar madrega, you're going to say that the madrega is 10 tefachim high. Shofea, here it says shura, but it should be shofea hamadrega milamalon. Then the side of the it's like a side of a wall. So therefore, it's a separate rishus. And the way Reb Chaim puts it is the first case is Kufchad Beis over here. You have 9 tefachim. Right? It's less than 10. It's less than 10 tefachim to the shura. Right? So the or 10, which is not mitzdarif. So it's about the shura itself. So I have your note on the side of Reb Chaim here that Chabrusa said it's more likely to say it's about a case where the height of the tel is 10. Oh, that's a good point. The height of the tel is 10 tefachim, not the side of it, not the slope of the tel. In other words, according to Reb Chaim, look at the slope of the tel. The slope of the tel 10 tefachim, not 10 tefachim. But really, that's not the way rishuyos work, at least not in Eruvin. The tel itself has to be 10 tefachim high, not the slope of the tel, in order to be a rishus by itself. So so that would be, if it's called Amma Baribua, Amma Betray Chum Shabalach Son. Well, that's a 45-degree angle, but it would depend, but it's not necessarily 45-degree angle. 45-degree angle, so then it would be 14 tefachim on the side. But that's not necessarily the case. So in any event, so let's see. So Gvar Shura or Gvar Madrega. In tema Gvar Shura, so Shofem Madrega Kilamaton. It's like below. In tema Gvar Madrega, the Madrega itself is 10 tefachim high and 10 tefachim straight up, according to the way we just learned. Then Shofea Shura Kilamalon, then the Shofea should be like the top, because it's like coming out of the side of a wall. Right? Coming out of the side of a wall, which is a separate rishus. Okay, so now the Gemara says, so that's good, but the problem is the next line of the Gemara. Vatani, didn't we learn? Stay. Oh, I can't remember the word here. Stay shuras in Madrega. We learned about a case of 2 shuras in Madrega. Islach Meimar Gavoa Shura. Can you say that the shura is higher? Low. Gavoa Madrega. It must be. We're not talking about the shura side. We're talking about the height of the Madrega. So this is Seer. Here it's not relevant. We're both of them on the Madrega, on the slope. It's not relevant the height of the slope, the row. It's because clearly we're talking about when it's any place on that Madrega, whether there's 10 tefachim between the top ones and the bottom ones to make a karam or not. So therefore, in this case, it says, since this case is okay, it says, oh, but what about the 10 tefachim between the two rows of the karam? So that obviously means that the slope itself is we're not talking about the height of the shura, because here the shura can be anywhere. So if I just said this, if I didn't, I'm saying it now. Here, the shura can be anywhere, and we're just looking at it relative to the other shura. So not talking about the height of a shura, because here it's a question of how the difference is on the gap, not the height of the gap, but it's more than 10 tefachim, less than 10 tefachim, not the height of the shura. That's not really the issue here. So it must be that the Ismael Magura Shua lo gva madrega. Amar Imar said kol also asar tefachim shebe madrega also some makam bifnei atzmo. All these three, the 10 tefachim on the madrega are a place unto itself. The in other words, they're not part of the top, not part of the bottom. You look at it as independent, and everything which is so therefore whatever's on the side, if it's a slope, not a slope, it's not going to be connected. Not going to make a connect with what's on top or what's on the bottom. So we're going to make a connect with what's on the side, what's horizontal with it there, not with any vertical growth. Now, I have here in my Gemara a suggestion that where in the line before, where it says shtei shuras madrega, ismael gvar shura lo gvar madrega. No, then to put in the line for several lines further. Rav Chisda Amar b'moded luchsan. That we're talking about measuring on an angle. In other words, these 10 tefachim, which we're measuring, is not absolute height, which could be the case of more before, like we just said. Here it's relative height, 10 tefachim on the slope. Okay, so if it's within 10 tefachim on the slope, it's considered bikarim. It's more than 10 tefachim on the slope, even though in absolute height it's less than 10 tefachim. They're not mitzdaref to become 1 karam. That brings us in the article to the fourth line on Zayin Aleph. So we'll stop here.